sound and frequency have been used since the beginning of time to influence physical and emotional health, including Gregorian chanting in churches, Tibetan monks chanting, and Native American drumming. Throughout history, music and sound have stimulated health and healing for the body and mind. Psychoacoustic medicine is the study of how music and sound affect the body and mind and influence the nervous system psychologically and physiologically. Binaural beats are one particular aspect of the science of sound. Binaural beats were first theorized and tested in 1839 by Heinrich Wilhelm. Dr. Gerald Oster, a medical doctor and biophysicist, published his findings in a research paper in 1973 called Auditory Beats in the Brain. As a result of the study, a new field of science was opened as it demonstrated how sound affects the brain's learning of new information, mood control, sleep patterns, and healing responses within the body. How binaural beats influence the brain and body. To begin, let's first look at what binaural beats are. According to speech-language pathologist Suzanne Evans Morris, Ph.D., research shows that different frequencies listened to through stereo headphones create a different tone or binaural beat as the brain combines the two sounds. With EEG monitoring, the difference in tone is identified by a change in the brain's electrical pattern, for example, 200 Hz and 210 Hz. A binaural beat frequency of 10 Hz is the difference between 200 Hz and 210 Hz. An electroencephalogram shows that the brain produces a frequency and amplitude of 10 Hz activity with equal frequency and amplitude in the left and right hemispheres of the brain. The result of this is brainwave entrainment, which in this example involves entrainment at 10 Hz. Any electrochemical activity of the brain generates electromagnetic waveforms that can be objectively measured. Since brainwaves change frequencies based on neural activity within the brain, and the neural activity is electrochemical, it is possible to modify brain function by utilizing certain sounds and frequencies. For example, music stimulates the brain to release neurotransmitters such as serotonin, a feel-good chemical messenger that reduces pain and increases pleasure. Different brainwave patterns are linked to the release of neurochemicals associated with relaxation and stress release, improved learning and creativity, memory, and other desirable effects in the brain. Several neural chemicals are involved in this activity, including beta-endorphins, growth factors, gut peptides, and acetylcholine. In experiments conducted by neuroelectric therapy engineers Margaret Patterson and Ifera Capel, alpha brainwaves helped ease pain and increase relaxation by increasing serotonin production. In addition, they demonstrated how theta brainwaves enhance memory and learning by increasing catecholamine production. According to Dr. Capel, each brain center generates impulses at a specific frequency depending on the dominant neurotransmitter it responds to. In other words, the brain's internal communication system is based on frequency. In theory, lower brainstem cells should respond to waves of electrical energy at 10 Hz since they normally fire within that range. Likewise, Dr. Candice Pert, a neuroscientist, biophysicist, and pharmacologist working at the National Institute of Health and teaching at Georgetown University, has proven this to be true. Dr. Pert was the first to demonstrate that thoughts and emotions directly affect the body, thus debunking long-held beliefs about mind-body medicine. She demonstrated that the chemicals released by and transported through each cell are always improving or degrading our health based on our thoughts and emotions. According to Dr. Pert, frequency affects the cells of the body significantly, and there is a direct connection between energy and vibration at the molecular level. As vibrations and frequencies reach our 70 different receptors on molecules, they directly affect our cells. In essence, receptors function as scanners. They cluster in cellular membranes waiting for the right ligand, much smaller molecules than receptors, to diffuse into each cell's fluids and mount them by binding with them and vibrating them, which turns them on and motivates them to vibrate a message into the cell. A ligand's binding to its receptor is like two voices striking the same note and causing a vibration to ring a doorbell to open a cell's entrance. Therefore, when brainwaves are in the alpha state of 8 to 14 Hz, that vibration or frequency is appropriate for more serotonin to be created. Various applications of this form of medicine can benefit our lives, including stress relief, pain relief, headache relief, enhanced memory recall, and better sleep. According to Dr. Robert Cosgrove Jr., Ph.D., MD, binaural beats have been observed to be a potentially beneficial source of relaxation. It has great potential for promoting optimal cerebral performance, preserving and improving cerebral performance throughout life, and delaying the deterioration of the brain traditionally associated with aging for decades. When one listens to a binaural beat of 8 to 14 Hz, more serotonin and endorphins are produced, which reduces pain and increases feelings of relaxation, happiness, and health. Listening to an alpha binaural beat can also help to increase learning abilities. In his study, Dr. Georgy Lozanov showed that students in the alpha state retained information 5 times longer and, in less time, than students in the beta state. We see that theta waves between 4 and 8 Hz stimulate the release of catecholamines, which are essential for learning and memory. Also, theta assists in synchronizing or enhancing communication between the left and right hemispheres of the brain, which activates more parts of the brain. Therefore, listening to theta or alpha frequencies can increase cognitive function greatly. When a person is stressed or needs to learn and recall more effectively, most classical harp and piano music shifts the brain into a relaxed alpha or theta state. On the other hand, most metal and hard rock music create a high beta state, can lead to stress and cause cortisol levels to rise. As a result, we store more body fat, nutrient absorption is decreased, and aging is accelerated. Alpha and theta frequencies can also help with addiction recovery and behavior modification. Dr. Eugene Peniston and Dr. Paul Kulkowski assisted alcoholics in entering the alpha and theta states. The experiment involved 2 groups of alcoholics. One group was placed in a 12-step AA program, while the other was subjected to a condition control group. Another group received no counseling except for 15 20-minute alpha and theta binaural beat sessions. Within the AAA attending control group, alcoholism relapse rates 13 months after the test were at 80%. There was no change in the experimental group relapse rates. Depression levels were measured by Beck's Depression Inventory. 13 months later, there was only a 20% increase in the binaural beat experimental group, and in comparison with a third non-alcoholic control group, relapses and depression levels had declined. Gene Brockup discusses how binaural beats in psychoacoustics can help people develop the ability to change gears and shuttles by breaking up patterns at the neural level and moving them away from habit patterns of behavior to become more flexible and creative and develop intelligent strategies of functioning. The delta frequency might be used to fall asleep more quickly or repair and recover from injury, exercise, or daily physical stress more quickly. To ensure the body can repair and recover each night optimally, deep sleep is crucial to release the human growth hormone HGH when the brain is in the delta state. Meanwhile, sleeping pills prevent the brain from dipping into the delta state by preventing the body from making certain neurotransmitters. In addition to numerous other benefits, psychoacoustic medicine has shown to be tremendously beneficial and can be used to improve a wide range of challenges. Garcia Argibay, Miguel A. Santate and Jose M. Reales, from the Department of Behavioral Science at the University of Madrid, at the end of the study called Efficacy of Neural Beats in Cognition, Anxiety, and Pain Perception, concluded that their study adds to the growing evidence that exposure to binaural beats is an effective way to influence cognition, reduce anxiety levels and pain perception without prior training. Treatments involving psychoacoustics have proven to be very helpful in improving a wide range of challenges. Consider how this form of medicine could improve your life. You can benefit from it. Let's talk about the power of subliminal messages. What are they, and how do they work? A subliminal message is a communication designed to pass below the normal limits of perception. For example, a message in a song is inaudible to the conscious mind but audible to the deep mind, or an image is transmitted so quickly that it goes unnoticed by the conscious mind but is perceived subconsciously instead. One use of subliminal messages occurs in advertising. The first application dates back to 1957 when James Vickery, a famous scholar of market trends, included short frames in a film containing the words "Eat popcorn and drink Coke." Their visibility was brief, but enough for them to be perceived. According to Vickery, this technique succeeded in leading to an 18.1% increase in Coke and popcorn sales. Even one of the world's most famous cartoons, The Simpsons, would contain such messages. Even Amazon seems to use subliminal communication. If we analyze its logo closely, it is possible to notice a small detail, namely the presence of an arrow joining 2 letters, A and Z. According to some suppositions, this would be a subliminal message to communicate to customers that it is possible to find everything from A to Z. In addition, the arrow can also be interpreted as a smile. Frequent use of subliminal messages also seems to be made by Disney, which is known to adopt these types of messages in cartoons and movies frequently. A striking example is the Pirates of the Caribbean logo, as the 2 flashlights can be seen as a reference to Mickey Mouse's ears, as well as the head. Subliminal communication also occurs frequently in films, such as the inclusion of the Coke brand in the film Lord of the Rings. In one of the scenes, the brand's inscription can be seen engraved inside the ring. Scholars Simon Rusch Mark-Alan Zust and Katharina Henke of the Department of Psychology at the University and Center for Cognitive Development, Learning and Memory in Bern, Switzerland, conducted a study called Long-Term Effects of Subliminal Messages on Decision-Making Processes. The scholars of the psychology department concluded that their findings add up to a growing body of evidence suggesting that subliminal messages can be used to change our thoughts, attitudes, and emotions. Subliminal stimulation has been shown to influence current moods, political attitudes, intentions, choices and decisions, and cognitive strategies. Now that we have seen what science says, how can the newest technology help us feel better? And why is it so revolutionary?
The algorithms and augmented reality effects of hypersonic sounds, the evolution of binaural beats, and the combinations of different frequency blends allow the effects recorded with previous technologies to be amplified. Indeed, one can enhance space-time perceptions, which are crucial to our brains, and combine the power of influencing neuronal waves with the placebo effect of subliminal communications, a kind of algebraic sum to enhance and improve our mind and its influence on how we live. Unlike listening to some sounds with binaural effects that are often annoying, we can use motivational or inspirational or relaxing music, and even customized audio files where we can insert effects to our liking. We have for the first time the possibility to create a supporting musical cocktail that helps us during the phases of our life and emotions. You will be able to use the effects in the repetitions of your studies, in your songs, in the artistic field, creative field, work field, wherever you need them. This technology is a significant step toward improving anyone's quality of life. To give light where there is darkness and smiles where there is sadness. It is true, psychoacoustics is tremendously helpful in providing benefits and can be used to help improve a wide range of challenges. Ask yourself what you could improve in your life with this technology. The result is clear. You can improve